It'd be an understatement to say that the BlazBlue series has a few original characters, and when it comes to originality, most people will point fingers to Arakune, a sentient blob of Takamagahara knows what that used to be a human scientist. But exactly how inspired is a character who is, if anything, incoherent in most regards? I'm the Kitsune Hawk, and today we're going to see how varied and deep the inspiration for the BlazBlue series' arguably strangest character goes. So get out your pencils, trivia enthusiasts, because this is character development. Being a character with a lot to take in and analyze, the best place to start out with Arakune is his name. Arakune's name has a bit of a two-faced nature. You may initially think it to be an English to Japanese translation of the word arachnid, and you wouldn't be wrong in believing so. Many of Arakune's attacks involve sprouting large spider limbs from his body, and his crest also resembles a large spider. Arakune itself also sounds similar to Arachne, a woman from Greek mythology who was turned into a spider for challenging the honor of the gods. But at the same time, Arakune's name can be split into two words, Ara and Kune. Ara, when translated from Turkish, is an adjective meaning intermediary. Kune, when read in Serbian, has a flexible meaning, but one of the readings happens to be curse. The phrase intermediary curse can easily be seen as a reference to what caused Arakune's condition. The etymology of Arakune's name doesn't stop with his transformation, though. His name prior to exposure to the boundary, Lot Carmine, also has interesting influence. Carmine is a deep red pigment made from boiling insects that store carminic acid in their bodies, thus furthering the link between Arakune and arthropods, and it might also explain the name of his battle theme, Thin Red Line, and the name of his drive attack, Crimson. Lot, on the other hand, is a biblical reference, but not to Lot himself. The reference is actually directed at Lot's unnamed wife, who looked back at the destruction of Sodom and turned into a pillar of salt despite being warned not to do so. Likewise, Lot Carmine was warned not to look into the boundary and lost his human form for doing so. Arakune's value of knowledge shows up in his attack pattern, with all of his specials being named after mathematical terms. If P, then Q is a rule of inference, permutation NR names both its formula and its parts, zero factor is named after a null vector, which, to name another one of Arakune's attacks, equals 0. F of G references function composition, while F inverse references inverse functions. Lastly, Arakune's astral finish, into infinity, references the sum of all natural numbers. In other words, 1 plus 2 plus 3 and so on goes all the way to infinity. And speaking of Arakune's attack pattern, his drive attack, Crimson, furthers his arthropod-driven inspiration. Essentially, the attack curses an opponent until Arakune has free reign to summon as many insects as he pleases. And this is very likely based on ants. You see, insects release many kinds of pheromones to influence the behavior of others, and one kind that ants have makes groups of other ants prepare themselves to attack nearby predators or even themselves. Arakune may come off as a character designed at random to make as little sense as possible as a side effect of his reaction with the boundary. However, contrary to this, Arakune's inspiration is as unique as his design, and if anything, it makes sense that Lot Carmine's thirst for knowledge is still evident by making Arakune a character with both the obvious arachnid references, and then adding all the mathematical references and a name with two distinctive readings. This has been Character Development. Thanks for watching, and you can thank Michael545 for suggesting today's character. If you'd like to suggest someone or give feedback on this episode, leave a comment below. You can also use the annotations here to see other videos made by me and my friends.